Why is it that the message that you just talked about, which frankly is a message that I try to get across, but I'm always afraid that no one will listen because, well, let's be honest, a lot of people think is boring. Why is it that people are turning on to YouTube to see you talk about something that everybody else thinks is too boring?
Because they're waking up, because they know there's a lot of inflation, people's standard of living is going down, and we have a world crisis building over the dollar. The dollar is going down in value, and we're dependent on borrowing money that we've created and sent overseas. So we're dependent on borrowing money from China now, and the people are waking up, and the young people realize it, and they understand what they're inheriting, and they understand the monetary system a lot more than a lot of people in Washington believe.
Can we have just actual hearings about what went wrong with this issue of mortgages? Call not just the Fed chairman, but other Fed important presidents and governors whom I think have been oblivious on this issue and actually just held them accountable in front of the American people so we can get to the bottom of what is the worst crisis we've seen since the S&L crisis in 1990.
You know, I think we have a pretty good chance. I think Barney Frank, our chairman of the Banking Committee, he's very open to this. He has done more than any other previous chairman has in the last several decades. So I'm optimistic that he's willing to do this, and I've continued to work with him, and I think we can get more hearings, but you just can't accomplish it overnight.
Do you think you're changing the debate in this country? Do you think your fellow candidates are now realizing, because you're up there talking about it, that we have a large domestic problem, which is a run-amok, unregulated group of people who, frankly, are not responsive or held accountable to anybody?
You know, I don't think they've quite heard the message. I think the people at the grassroots level hear it and understand it, but I don't think the other candidates quite get it. I don't think they have an understanding of monetary policy, and if they do, they like the status quo and they like the benefits that come from it. But the members of Congress and our candidates on the platform that I work with, I'm not so sure that they have an interest or an understanding of how the monetary system works.
Well, sir, I think you are changing the debate. I think you are creating an atmosphere where we can finally begin to even talk. I'm always afraid, you know, I'm always, until you've given me cover, sir, I always feel like I'm out there by myself criticizing this institution that everybody thinks is like a holy temple, when the reality is these are just men and women like you and me, except for they're making policy with no checks and balances. I wish you the best of luck, sir, with your campaign. You are changing things with what you're saying.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I was with you today.
Absolutely. Congressman Ron Paul, good luck to you, sir.